We made it! We're at the Heritage Homestead, finally! It's been a crazy 6 weeks, but we finally got it done. I don't know about you, but I feel about 10 years older, but we finally made it happen. You'll see here the workshop, the ballroom, and the house. It's really a great property. We've got a ton of different trees. There's a lake out back. We're going to be getting into all kinds of things over the next several years here. There's still a lot of work that has to be done around here. The workshop has to be finished. The ballroom is a long-term project. And then there's a ton of property work and learning that I have to do here. The last few weeks I've been able to pull together quite a few things already, a way to mow, a way to haul things around the property. There's a ton of these huge oak trees. They're shagbark hickory trees. I'm going to show you the workshop really quick. I'll show you the ballroom, what I'm tagging the ballroom, and then we'll take a quick ride around the property. I'll show you the lake and the back forest. So let's take a look at the workshop first. The workshop. It's a 30 by 50, unfinished. He did have a little area over here, 12 by 20, that was finished and had a small window AC unit in there, but should work out great for us here. As somebody I care very much about said, Heritage has gone big time, and I would say it has. There's quite a bit of space here that I'm going to be able to utilize, and I've got it set up. I'm planning a few different areas, stations around here. So in the back corner over here, I'm going to do my main work area. Over here in the corner will be my metalworking area. I'm planning a wood stove, then the woodworking area, electrical area over here, and then back here, a painting area. So it's gonna be awesome. We have a lot of exciting projects to come. There's gonna be a lot of work in this shop first. And I am mostly a one-man show. I can get help here and there, but I am going to get some contractor help to get this finished a little quicker because I need my shop time. I want to get back to my restorations, to rebuilding. I got the John Deere Z 790 mower, and I also got a Gator, an 855D. It's a diesel. And it's pretty bare bones. It's older, a 2012, but it has 300 hours. And I've got plans. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But this is going to be a great area to use and set up. I'm keeping it clear for now. I have everything stacked up in the ballroom, which I'll show you in a minute at this time, so I can get somebody in here, so we can get in here and get this done relatively quickly. Then everything out there will effectively come out here. So looking forward to that. So the last guy left this older coal wood burning stove, and I'm interested later when I redo the ballroom, I would like to convert that to a pellet stove, and we'll do that together eventually, but that's more of a long-term project. Let's take a look at the ballroom. I did pick up this wood splitter. I drove it about 65, 70 miles all the way on the interstate, no lights. I was doing 45 at first, ended up getting up to 60. The road was getting better, but it was jumping up. I wish I had video of it. It was jumping up, doing like BMX tricks and everything else. I was like, oh my God, but I made it home. The thing runs great. It's got this Honda 13-horse engine. He said it was an 80-ton, but I don't know if I agree with that. But I like it. It's got the bigger tires. I'm going to use it, and then this winter or maybe next summer, next winter, I'm going to end up restoring it. And we'll tear it all apart, redo it, repaint everything, and rebuild all the hydraulics. It'll be a great project. It's working great right now. I've already cut a decent load of wood. Some of it he left, the previous owner left. Some of it I've cut and pulled from the back already, but it's been going great. I love it. Now this is the ballroom, and The people before us used it as an RV. They backed their RV, they were snowbirds. So interesting there. I'm gonna use it as a temporary shop for now until I can get the workshop redone. And then my eventual plans are to really redo all of this. There is sewer and water in the back corner. I can easily get a bathroom put in back there. I'd like to put a closet in, a washer dryer so I can keep my shop clothes out of the good washer dryer inside. I'd like to put a bar in the front with a kitchen. There is propane LP, so have LP brought in and fuel some of that. That'll all be projects that we'll be doing on here in the future. I'd like to put a wood floor in it. I'm calling it the ballroom because I told Aaron I'm gonna put a disco ball up in the center. Be our little dance hall. We'll have Willie and Waylon blaring out here doing some two-step. So we'll see. Got my air compressor set up. There was a 50 amp plug. I won't show you the wiring I did. It's temporary. It'll all go out in the workshop once we get finished up here. But great space, loving it right now, and planning more in the future. At this point, let's go for a ride. Blue heron. Got a little floater dock down here. Lake dock, still in decent shape. I'll be redoing that soon. The lake, we're terminating at the lake. It's supposed to be 27 feet deep. We'll check that. Aaron's gonna get a paddle board. I'm maybe gonna get a little canoe. But she's already caught a little bass out of here, decent size. So pretty proud of her. She pulled it out, maybe second day. So there's gotta be some fish in here. We'll keep raising them and growing them big. This is the area entrance to a trail that runs through the back half of the property, the woods. And there's two huge shagbark hickories, and there's several trunks. And I've deemed them the shag sisters. And you've got to go through the shag sisters to get into the dark wood back here. Made it to the other end of the lake. There's a blue heron. How cool. It's hanging out there in the center of frame. That's all the zoom I have. But beautiful. Cleared over there with some help, and there he goes. Gonna start planting some grass. That's another bank. More cleanup, a lot of prop cleanup to come. A lot of big trees to deal with. There's a lot of white oak, there's post oak, which I hadn't heard of before, but that one out front is a post oak and it's a monster. And then like I mentioned, shagbark hickory trees, they're everywhere. All right, we made it back. Let's take a look at the whiteboard. I wiped it off earlier. I've repurposed the old bedroom whiteboard. Now it's my outdoor board. I'll eventually move it into the workshop, but I thought the ballroom was a perfect spot for it. I erased everything that was on there. I'll get a different one for my personal goals inside. But I've split it into 4 quadrants here: the workshop, the property, forestry, and the ballroom. And these are each of the major areas that I want to focus on over the next several months and even years. The workshop I have up here, first thing is finish the building. As I mentioned, I got to get it cleared out, and I'm getting a contractor in to help out there. Going to insulate it, hopefully blown in insulation, and then put a wood stove out there for the winter time. I'm going to do station setup. I mentioned general, metal, wood, electrical, and a paint area. And then getting back into restoration, the engine restoration, that Wisconsin S10D. I'd like to pick that back up. The air ride bike. I've got a burr mill, an old Prentice vise, and a shovel actually to restore. I got it in auction before all of this property transition came about. And then I've started listing out some of the tools that I want now that I have a little more space. And a lot of these things are very long-term, but I want to be thinking about them early and now so I can be planning for them and a constant reminder. And then I've got John Doe, and that's the gator Aaron has termed John Doe. But I've ordered some brake pads for it. I've ordered some wheel bearings for it. I'm gonna put those on, probably put that on camera. And then I've got a solar panel. I'm gonna make a solar roof for that gator for John Doe. I'm gonna put an extra battery in it. I've got an LED bar light and some smaller LED lights to put on it. I've also got a DC water pump, a transfer pump that I'm going to mount to it. And I'm going to use that in different places, especially around the lake out back, so that I can water different things if I plant grass or other things like that. So a lot of the things with the workshop, I've marked with a red in each of these areas, the stuff that I'm currently working on, I'm active with, and that's the most important. Those are the short-term items that I really need to be after. And getting this stuff down really helps me get it out of my mind, and I can stop thinking about it, and I can move on to other things because I have it noted somewhere that will remind me constantly. The second, the property, woods clearing. I've been doing that already. This past Saturday, I worked all day, weed eater, chainsaw, just hatchet, machete, those types of things, clearing different woods areas. I want to get areas to the point where I can mow them. Once you get them to where you can mow them, you keep cleaning up sticks and those types of things, but I've been doing that a lot. I got this old beater mower. It's a hydraulic walk-behind John Deere. So I got it running. I've lost spark on it. I'm messing with that now, but need to get that going again. Something that's not this big zero-turn new mower that I'll be mowing with a lot. Something that I can beat on and mow the woods with. Grass planting. So after I'm doing clearing and then other areas, I want a way to plant grass. I've been looking at these aerator drop seeders. There's a lot of different varieties, so a lot to come there. Lake treatment, aquaculture. How do I take care of the pond, the lake out back, the fish, other things there? What fish stocking, how does that work? That's all new to me. Archery range. Out here, I didn't mention, I want to put a dirt mound and put a target in front of it for a longbow archery range. That way it's close to the building, I can go right out and shoot. And you put a dirt hill or a berm behind it. That way if you miss the target, you don't lose your arrow. If you're shooting at a target and there's flat ground behind it, your arrow is just a snake in the grass. You'll lose an arrow in 2 inches of grass. But if you have a dirt hill, a berm behind your target, the arrow sticks into that dirt hill, and then you got a whole arrow and fletching sticking out waving at you. So they're very easy to find. So that's on the list. Golf cart, I want to get an electric golf cart for Aaron and myself, something that's quiet, that I don't necessarily want to get John Doe out, fire up the diesel. I want something that we can keep in the garage that's electric, that we can jump in and take a ride around the property. And then a UTV trailer, and that's something that I'm actively working on because I need it. John Doe is nice, that dump bed is nice, but I can't get, like, there are trees and limbs out here. I need something a little larger. So I'd like a 4x8 or a 5x8 trailer that I can pull with John Doe and load sticks on and other things like that. So that's what I'm actively working on. That's right now with property. Then forestry. I need a tree guy, of course. I need a tree guy. There's so many trees. I don't have the knowledge or the skills, especially now, to take care of it myself. So I'm in contact with somebody. I want to have some front trees managed around the house and power lines. I want some help with the back trees, maybe felling some of the monsters. There's a dead one out there that's 100 feet high that I can't even get my arms halfway around. And I know, I'm honest with myself, I don't have the skills to fell something like that. I'll kill myself doing something like that. So always remember safety. So I need a tree guy, and then prop clearing. With woods clearing, maybe get some help there. I don't know. I can work. I'm not allergic to work. But we'll see. We'll see what the prices are and maybe get some help with prop clearing. Firewood, something I'm actively working on. Chainsaw, I got an 881, the biggest steel chainsaw you can buy. And I know it's way overkill, but I'm gonna be out here, God willing, for 30 years. So I wanted something that would take on anything out here as I gain knowledge and experience. And I got a log splitter. So I told you about the log splitter. So that's all good. I got a way to split wood. I've been splitting it by hand a little bit, but it's a good workout. Not something I want to be doing all day long. Wood processing, again, long-term things on here as well. Those bandsaws, they have portable bandsaws, all different varieties from the cheap brands all the way up to the nice Wood-Mizer type stuff. That's something that's on my mind that I'm starting to plan for even now. And that may be 2 to 4 years down the road. But if I'm thinking about it now, if I'm planning for it now, if I'm making preparations and allotting some resources for it in the future now, and thinking about it, it helps. And then tree care knowledge, just gaining knowledge. You know, I've used a chainsaw. I'm not an idiot. I know how a 2-cycle runs, but felling trees, how to do that safely, properly. How do you get the right equipment? What equipment do you need? So all of that stuff I've been researching, starting to, and I've got a long way to go. Tree care, you know, how to take care of all these big oaks and walnuts and that are just crazy, and I want to see get bigger and grow. So a lot to come there. And then the ballroom, what we're standing in right now. The bathroom closet I mentioned in the back corner, finishing this building, getting it heated and cooled and getting it insulated, putting a floor in it. What kind of floor? I'd like a hickory floor that will match some of the flooring in the house, would be awesome. A kitchen up front that I mentioned, the bar, and then entertainment, you know, getting a pool table out here, some darts. I have that in the basement of the house now, but I'd like to get it out here. And get some entertainment, some music and other things going. So these are all things that now I'm starting to get down, and I've already did this whiteboard one time out here, but it was short term. That first 6 weeks I needed a mower, I needed a way to haul things around the property, I needed a bigger chainsaw. All that stuff I got done, marked off, and cleared this out. Now I've started fresh again, and this is how I go about it. Get it down, get it out there, get it on a piece of paper somewhere, and just start looking at it every day. Mark down what you're working on now and ask yourself, is what I'm doing helping me achieve some of these goals that I'm working on now? So that's kind of how I go about it. And then absolutely, don't forget to give yourself a break. Yesterday, after property cleaning Saturday, it about killed me. I tell you what, yesterday I took a break. I took the day off. Man, I went for some walks. I fished a little bit. Always remember to give yourself a break every now and then. But that's how I go about it. I'll be updating this as I go, adding things as they come up, updating things as they come about, and we'll keep looking at it from time to time to see where we're at. That is the quick tour. There's going to be a lot going on here. We're going to be getting into all kinds of different things. This has been a long-term goal of mine. And again, I can't stress enough how important it is to have goals. Get your whiteboard going, lay out what it is you want to do, and that helps create the roadmap to start getting there. Appreciate your time again. Looking forward to more content and spending more time with you in the future. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you back here soon.